Hey everybody, welcome to my first weigh-in video, I guess, so to speak. I've been doing a lot of my weekly weigh-in videos on live on Instagram, and since I'm trying to be more active on my YouTube channel, this is my official first video that I'm doing for my YouTube channel to talk about my week, how it went, how my weigh-in went, and whatnot. So this week marked a month and a week that I've been going to Weight Watchers meetings, but this month marks 11 months since I've been on Weight Watchers. For the other 9 months and 3 weeks, I've been doing Weight Watchers online only, due to finances and, you know, when you first go into something, especially for me, I don't want to spend a bunch of money if I don't know, if I'm going to like it or not. So I stayed on Weight Watchers just online only member for 9 months, and I lost, I think it was 65 pounds doing online only. And so now I've officially been doing meetings for a month and a week. When I first weighed in at the meeting, I was at 191.4, and that was February 23rd. And when I weighed in yesterday, I officially broke into the 170s, guys. I weighed in at 179.6, so I'm down 2.2 this week, which makes a total of 11.8 pounds down since I started meetings, which makes, let me show you on my app, which makes 82.4 pounds down since starting Weight Watchers 11 months ago. So, I'm finally in the 170s, guys. It's so exciting because I haven't been in the 170s since 2012, and that was back when I was in high school, and I am in the lowest pant size that I've been in since high school as well. So it's just so exciting because 11 months ago I never in my right mind thought that I would be at this point right now. So anyways, so I want to talk about how my week went. Don't mind the mess behind me. This is my area where I'm leaving a bunch of stuff that I don't know if I want to pack or put in the suitcase or whatnot, so don't mind that. So anyways, so let me start with the weekend. So I weighed in on Saturday, and after I weighed in, which last Saturday I weighed in and I lost 1.6, which is awesome. Weight Watchers says the average weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds per week. So I lost 1.6, which is really good. But for some reason, I was so emotional over last weekend that I felt really I felt depressed, and I felt angry, very, very, very angry. And obviously my time of the month was due. It was due to come at any point. So I knew that definitely had an effect on my mood. So when I went into my meeting and I had a 1.6 pound loss, I didn't feel happy, which, I mean, I'm sure you guys can probably relate to that at some point. You have a loss, but you're not I don't know. I guess I was in a funk, and I was so stressed, and we had a lot going on last weekend. Saturday we had a photo shoot we were doing for both the girls for their birthdays. I wanted to do pictures, so we were gonna go over a girl's house that I went to high school with, and she was gonna do the photos, and she was gonna do it for free, which of course was awesome. Mario, can you get Rosalie something to drink, please? She's handing me her cup. Here, Rosie. Ooh, yummy. So she was gonna do the pictures for free, which is awesome, especially in this time when we're moving and we need to save as much as we can. So she was doing them for free, and but I wanted to go get all the decorations and stuff for their pictures, and so I was really stressed about that because I had a bunch of pictures in mind of what I wanted to do, and I just couldn't decide, and then I was going to different stores and I couldn't find the stuff that I wanted to use to do the pictures. I wanted to do a cake, but then I was but then we're having cake the next day, and then they'll be messy, which I know that's usually fine, but then what would be the background? And it was just I was stressing out about that. I was stressing out knowing that I had to get the pictures done, trying to find an outfit for them. And then on top of it, the next day on Sunday, I had to go run and get their balloons. I wanted to make their cupcakes because I want to feel like we were putting all the effort into doing their birthdays for them. So I wanted to do that, so I took that on myself. A family member did offer to do it, but I just wanted to feel like I do it because I feel like everyone always wants to help out, and it's just like more special to us if we do it ourselves. So we had to go get the party decorations, and then I needed to make the cupcakes, and I had to go get the balloons blown up, and then like it was just like so much stuff was happening, and I was on edge the entire weekend. So I was just like so angry. Like, I feel so bad for Mario because like I was a whole nother woman. I swear, I think back to last weekend and I was like, I don't know who I was, like I don't know who that was, but that was the other Brittany, that wasn't me. So but I was so stressed. Like, you guys, like, I can't even describe how horrible I felt. I literally started bawling my eyes out. I was crying. I was freaking out. I was just like, it's like almost when you have too much caffeine and you're like that's how I felt. And so it was a very vulnerable time for me. You know, when you feel a certain way, it can affect your thoughts, and then your thoughts can affect your actions. And they talked about that, I think it was a week or two ago, or maybe it was over the weekend, I think, that they talked about that, or maybe the weekend before, I don't know. Anyways, they talked about how at the Weight Watchers meeting, how your emotions can affect your thoughts, and your thoughts can affect your actions, and therefore, you know, affecting your choices. So I tried to keep that in mind over the weekend, just because I knew I was at a vulnerable spot, and I knew that I was eventually going to get over it. Like, I was going to feel better at some point. So I just tried to keep that in my mind anytime I felt like I just wanted to reach for something that was bad. But so with that being said, when the party came on Sunday, we were going to a pizza place. I already knew this ahead of time. It was going to be at a pizza place. So I tried to look at the menu and see what they could have that I could possibly fill up on before I go reach for pizza and wings. Before I would reach for pizza and wings. So I did look, and they had like salads and whatnot. So my plan for that day, going into that day, was to have a low point breakfast. So I had like eggs, hash browns, and a piece of fruit, which is only 3 points. And then I went off into the balloons and everything, and obviously it was a busy day, so I stopped at Chick-fil-A. I wanted to stop because I didn't have time to make lunch, so I stopped at Chick-fil-A, and I got like a grilled chicken sandwich, which for the whole sandwich it's 5 or 6 points, and then some fruit and a diet soda. So I was still satisfying my crave to want to buy some fast food, I guess is what you could say. Like, I was satisfying my wants to just quickly grab something that, you know, I didn't have to worry too much about. So I did that, and so I had that, and then we got to the party, and I wasn't too hungry, but I was still hungry. So me and my Nana, she does Weight Watchers too, and so she ordered a salad for us to split. So we had a salad first, and then I had 3 pieces of pizza, and they were like this big. But they were thin, like the crust was thin, so it was mostly like cheese and sauce. So I had 3 of those, and then I had 2 pieces of like honey barbecue wings and 2 pieces of buffalo wings. But I didn't like eat it off of the whole bone. I was like picking the pieces off the bone because I don't like the fat. Like, I don't like the fat pieces, so I take that off. So I did that, and I had Diet Coke, and you know, I was so busy with trying. Watch out, Rosie. I was so busy with trying to make sure that that everyone was okay, that I ended up just getting too busy to not even eat a cupcake. So I didn't have a cupcake, but I came home and I had a Built Bar. So like that satisfied my sweet cravings, which if you guys are interested in the Built Bars, like I'll put the link to my code down below. It's the only thing I'm an ambassador for because I'm absolutely obsessed with them. And I love them. It's like eating a candy bar. So yeah. So I had that, and then like my whole family decided to order Chinese. So I ordered me a plate, so that way when everyone was eating, I didn't feel like I wish I would have gotten something, you know. So I had it there in case I wanted it. I ended up having a spring roll. Needless to say, that Sunday I went way over on my points, and you know, I did not get a blue dot for that day. That was my first day of not getting a blue dot since February. So, like, I hated the idea of not getting a blue dot, but I knew that, like, and a lot of people were messaging me and telling me that, you know, oh, this is good for you sometimes. And I already know that, like, sometimes it's good for your metabolism, but, like, you know, obviously you start fighting with yourself in your mind if you really want to break that streak that you have going. So I just said, oh, the hell with it, you know, their birthdays only come once a year. Like, I don't want to sit here and feel like I'm being left out, you know, and that's what's so good about Weight Watchers. You can eat whatever, and you don't have to feel like you have to eat separate from anyone else. You just pre-plan for the rest of the day, so that way, you know, you can do that. So I enjoyed it. And after the party, or no, it was that same day, I ended up getting my time of the month. TMI, guys. Got my time of the month, which I was already expecting because I knew it was due, and with my emotions so out of whack, like, that was definitely something that took part. Like, yes, I have a lot going on. You know, I was trying to get a lot of the stuff packed up and organized for our move, because we're now moving. It's a week and a half or a week and a couple of days away. So I was really stressed out about that, but I got some of that done. We got a good chunk of that done. And, you know, obviously with stuff going on over the weekend, that definitely factored into my emotions. But my time of the month came, and that was a big, hello, this is why you're acting crazy. And then my face broke out really bad down here. Someone told me that, you know, they heard that when you break out on your chin, it's from stress. So that definitely made sense. But all in all, with that being said, having a vulnerable weekend, giving in to my cravings, but having, like, instead of having a cupcake, I had a Built Bar. Instead of having, like, I don't know, instead of binge eating because my time of the month came, I tried to not binge eat, but eat things that are lower in points, but still help with the need to eat. And this week, anytime I was bored and I was wanting to reach for something, we just went to Walmart and, you know, we buy some stuff that we need for the week or for the trip. And Rosalie would get her exercise in running around. I would get some steps in. You know, now that I'm not working, the extra steps totally helps. And therefore getting my mind off of the want to binge eat. So so that's what I did this week. I also, as usual, you guys always see me on my Instagram talking about planning my meals for the week and the point values and, you know, and whatnot. So I do want to show you guys what I had this week. Well, I'm not going to show you everything individually because I'd be here all day. But pretty much what I do in terms of meal planning for the week is on Saturdays or Sundays, I take my handy dandy journal, which I got at Walmart. It's just, it's a cheap journal. It shows you the monthly, weekly, all that for the whole year. Each day, which you don't need a whole lot of space, I write BLD for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I write in what I'm going to have and how many points it is for each meal. So then I know how many total points I'm spending on my main meals for the day, and therefore I'll know how many points I have for snacking. So when the day comes, I'm not like, oh, I wonder how many points my lunch is. And then I'd feel overwhelmed to know, you know, if I can spend a certain number of points on, like, snacks that I want to have. Uh-oh. You trying to have some water? Here. No, we don't put the... Here, go give this to Daddy. Oh my goodness. What? Here, you want to sit on my lap? Here. Hold that. Mario! Hold on a second, guys. Okay, I'm back now. So anyways, on Saturdays, Sundays, when I'm just sitting in front of the couch watching TV, I start to write out what I'm going to have for the week. So that way I know how many points I have for snacking. So when that day comes, I don't have to worry about breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I can just pre-track everything that I'm having for the day in my app, and then I know how many points I have left for snacking. So usually between meals, between breakfast and lunch, I have a Premier Protein coffee, which is 1 point. I may have a piece of fruit, obviously that's 0 points. And then between lunch and dinner, I'll have something small. It tends to be like a yogurt or you know, something along that lines, or a chocolate bar or Built Bar. And then for after dinner, like around 8, 9 o'clock, I'll have a snack. Usually it's something sweet because I'm always craving, like guys, I used to be a sugarholic, and so I have to have something sweet late at night. So I might have a sugar-free Reese's or a sugar-free Hershey's bar, a Built Bar, a bag of Smart Sweets, gummies, which is only 3 points a bag, or stuff like that. So having a plan out helps me with that. So for this week, what I did is I took two different breakfasts, 2 different lunches, and 4 to 5 different dinners, and I alternated them. God, I'm trying to do this backwards. I alternated them each day. And what I try to do when I'm planning out, and I know this sounds so like too organized, I guess, but what I try to do is, if I have one meal that doesn't have a whole lot of protein and it has a lot of carbs, then I try and make my other 2 meals higher in protein. So I try to have 2 of my 3 meals have a good amount of protein in them. So like, for instance, let me see. So one day I'll have like overnight oats for breakfast. So I'll have like a garbanzo Greek salad for lunch, which is higher in protein, and like for dinner, sweet chili Thai shrimp, and that's high in protein. So like that's what I do. And I know like you don't gotta look up like, oh, high protein meals, blah blah blah. Like it's just kind of like what I think in the back of my head. Like I'll include a high protein meat. So so this week that's what I did for eating. I tend to eat like every couple hours, just because I have to, but I usually eat small meals. So, I don't know, doing all this, and then I worked out 5 times this week, or I think it was 5 times this week I worked out. And I usually go Monday through Friday, so I went and I worked out, and I'll talk about my workout routine for every week on another video. But so that's what I did this week. I tried to aim for about 90 ounces of water each day. And that's it. Like, I stuck to my blue dots. So with that being said, I had a 2.2 pound loss this week. I'm feeling great. It has motivated me to stay 100% on track this week. And, you know, even with my time of the month coming, I just pushed myself harder after my time of the month was gone, you know, to help get that bloating and water weight out. So I did that, and, you know, I had my little splurge on Sunday, you know, from the birthday party. But, you know, sometimes that helps kick our motivation in. So that is how my week went. So I'm officially in the 170s, guys. Oh, this keeps coming down. I'm officially in the 170s. So anyways, that's how my week went. This week starts Felicia Fitness's diet bet, and then I'm hosting a diet bet that it's my first diet bet, so bear with me. I'm not a professional, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. So I'm doing both of those. Mine starts April 9th, which is the day after. No, April 9th is the day we leave. So being in both these diet bets and you know, trying to keep my blue dots really going to be a struggle, especially, you know, for the plane and the cultural change I'm going to be having. So I will do a video on how all that goes once I get to Oregon. But in the meantime, that's how my week went, guys. So, alright. Well, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go spend some time with my Nana before we leave. So that's it, guys. Alright, I'll talk to you all later.